So, we're here with Joe.
What's going on, guys? Are you filming?
I'm filming. I mean, I can cut things out, but... So yeah, it's been longer than a week. We planned on doing something a week after we did the first video, but with it being the 4th of July and the weather just not cooperating, it was 95 degrees out. I didn't feel like standing outside doing a video. But today, we're going to go over the IS350, and Joe's going to tell you some things he doesn't like about it because he's had it for how long?
It's been about 3 months, and I just turned 2,500 miles coming to your house.
So you heard it from him. So he's had it some time. He knows what's good and what's not good, and nothing's perfect, even though some people think that they are. But
yeah, nothing's perfect. And I definitely see it on like the Lexus owners group and stuff like that. People love these things, and I'm all over the board. And I've been around cars for a long time and worked at a couple different brands. And a lot of my stuff is just being picky. If I hated anything about the car, I wouldn't have gotten it. That's what it comes down to. So to start it off, we're going to start off with some of the positive, and then we're going to get into the negative. And I'm really going to try to be as specific as possible, because I don't want to just say, oh, the infotainment sucks, or oh, the interior sucks. I'm going to really try to pinpoint the things I dislike to help you guys. So first thing I love is just the aesthetics. I love the way the car looks, the color.
it's the stuff we deal with to bring you guys content. Every YouTuber's got it.
The color, the look. I really like the facelift. And that's kind of a big part of the things I like. And I could say, oh, I like the grille, I like the color, I like the wheels. Just the outside as a whole, I really do like. Now, one of the other things I like about the car, and one of the big sellers, is the seat. I'm not a tall guy by any means. I'm about 5'10" on a good day. And I fit nice in this. The seat really hugs. It's real cockpit feeling. And a majority of the things I like, and I'm going to try to, like I said, be as specific as possible. I love the reach on everything. Everything's nice and close. Nothing feels like you're reaching far for it. So that's one of my favorite things about it. It just feels convenient. And that's something Japanese cars do good.
Kind of like the Mark IV Supra.
Yeah, because I've driven a few of those.
Supra-esque, you know. I mean, everything's like cockpit style. Everything's like within reach. And
yeah, well, my Buick Skylark was cockpit style too, so. I also love the reliability you get with this kind of car. You know, Jimmy, when was your transmission replaced on the Mercedes?
I'd rather not talk about it. Like 2 months after I bought it, 25,000 miles.
Yeah, like you're not gonna get that with these, but that's gonna lead in later into one of the things I hate. So right now we're at the aesthetics. I love the comfort and convenience of the interior as a whole. I love, and now the dash is one of my favorite parts of the car. It's probably the most techie thing in the car. So it's got the active LFA inspired cluster. The car comes up and then it shifts over. You scroll through all your different options. There's nothing really exciting to see in here because obviously there's no boost or anything. And a Lexus owner isn't really going to want to look at all the different OBD stuff on the car. But I just love that on the dash. It looks nice. As far as digital dashes go, it doesn't become a digital dash with analog gauges, or that style anyway. You actually got some flair to it. So that's one of my favorite features of the car. Now, that's 4 of things I enjoy about the car. And I gotta say, I think the biggest thing about buying a Lexus that I enjoy is going to the Lexus dealer when stuff needs to get done just because of the way they run. I was at another brand during an emission scandal, and even working at the dealer trying to contact corporate and to avoid getting sued, I'm not going to say who it was, it was an absolute nightmare, even for us as technicians, to try to get straight answers. And whenever there's a problem with these cars, corporate is right there on top of it, and you're not fighting tooth and nail trying to get answers. So those are the things I love. It can come down to Lexus styling and Lexus Corporation as a whole. Now for the negative. And this, like I said, is me being picky. It's slow. It's 311 all-wheel horse. The all-wheel system is nice. It's not a quattro system. It doesn't have electronic clutches. It doesn't have a nice diff with a Haldex. It's just all-wheel drive all the time, which means my fuel economy sucks. So you pack in an NA V6 with a slosh box transmission and lower fuel economy. And when I say lower, I'm talking 19, 20, 21 highway. It's a little rough. So the drivetrain leaves a lot to be desired. The other thing is, because the way they run the company, they make sure everything's perfect, and they do a lot in R&R, which leads them to being about 5 years behind the competition. Now, when you get something like that, you can't even compare the interior of this thing to a Kia minivan. I mean, the tablet sticking out of the dash is kind of an eyesore for me. It's not very the most user-friendly. Lower res display. I mean, it's not 8-bit. You're not playing Super Mario on it. It's not that bad, but it's not 4K high def. And there's not a whole lot of customization. And it's not really a good look. You got blue and you got brown, and those are the only two colors. It's not fancy. That's me personally. I can use a little more update in the software.
When you say blue and brown, you mean what, like background color in the system itself?
Yeah, so if you want to come in, I'll show you.
I think you can even get this thing. Hop in the back.
And that's also a really weird home screen to come up on your average fuel economy and your HVAC. So you go to menu here. Oh, one too many. So I'm on blue, because car blue, and then brown.
Zoom in on that.
And then blue. And that's all you get as far as customization. You're not looking at a whole lot. It's not like, compared to Jimmy's AMG, when you go to car settings, you actually have a picture of the car, and you can rotate around it, and it zooms in, and it looks a lot more high tech.
Anything else on the inside?
Yeah, yeah. The steering wheel. It's comfortable. I like the feel of it. It does not deserve to have a sport badge on it by any means. It's not flat bottomed. There's no alignment line in the top. It's a good steering wheel, but to call it the F Sport wheel is a stretch. And then I think the last thing on the interior is the vent configuration. It's got two 360 vents with two narrow vents in the center, and it doesn't flow nice. Like, this fits here, and it's got a good style, and the clock fits in nice. Like, this as a whole and as a separate entity looks real slick, but the two side vents being 360 vents is a little strange, I gotta say. And I liked what Audi did in the TTRS, where the middle of the 360 vent was also your HVAC knob. That's nice. I really like that, and I wish Lexus would put a little more effort into getting ahead of the game rather than waiting to play it safe. And then I gotta say, I think the last thing that really gets me about this car, and especially because they call it an F Sport, as far as Lexus goes, it is sport, don't get me wrong, and I do like the car. It's almost like, as far as the sport influence, is it was kind of parked next to a sport car at one point, and that was the closest it's gotten. The exhaust, even though in our last video I said Lexus put in a ton of work to make the most power out of the exhaust as possible, with it being quiet as possible, and they did a great job at that. But for the MSRP on this car was $47,000 without any active exhaust option throughout any Lexus model. Now it would be nice to see, and maybe not even on the IS because it's a lower option car, but even on like an LC, get an active exhaust, get a little more rumble, you know, open it up a little bit, really make the F Sport mean something a little more than, you know, 30 more horsepower and trim. But all in all, like I said, it's just me being picky. I like the car as a whole. It fits together nice. And for the price tag of $47,000, you're not getting into much else comparable. I mean, to get the options I want, I would have to get into a car for another $20,000. And it's not worth it for the little things. A couple things I do have to say that would really, really bring Lexus up is start putting some force induction on these things. And
I think they are, actually. I think the new LS500 is a twin turbo V6, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, for $120,000.
Yeah, I know.
But the IS500 it's got a good amount of oomph. It's a Mustang GT competitor with a V8 and a 5-liter V8. But even their economy cars, they have a 4-cylinder turbo for their economy, but their V6s are just meh. It's a standard V6 with a slosh box automatic. And that's the other thing. These cars don't have sport transmissions, and that's really, really something that I've been going back and forth with, that really kind of bothers me a little bit. There's no dual clutch. It's just real bleh when it shifts. It just kind of like falls into gear. And it's not really what you want to feel on a sport car. As sport car in parentheses as this car is. But on the other side of that coin, if you get, you know, the old guy that buys a Lexus because he wants a Lexus and he starts feeling that dual clutch hard shift, he's gonna think something's wrong. Because we had that problem in
Volkswagen?
Nope. The SMGs had that problem.
Yes.
They had to keep updating them on the Maseratis because people thought the car was broken because it would shift too hard. And then they started lagging so bad, if you pulled down an intersection to try to beat traffic, you'd be T-boned.
You didn't beat traffic.
Nah, you get out and make a cup of coffee by the time the thing shifted. But that's really it. I mean, I would recommend this car to anybody that wasn't looking for something specific. It's the best of everything. It's a good daily driver. It's very comfortable. And other than the fact there's not a lot of aftermarket, it's not a lot of tuning, if you're not a car guy trying to race the car, you'll be very pleased with it. So if you just want something kind of sporty, daily driver, you don't really care that much about little specific features, you'll never have a problem with this. So that's it. I got it for, like I said, 3 months, just turned 2,500 miles, and I don't know. I don't really have any big complaints. I don't want to bring it back, and I don't know. I think in a couple years I'll probably get another model if they come out with a new one.
So I'm gonna add one thing. Joe, go ahead and open that trunk for us.
Oh boy.
This is a big gripe for me. All right, go ahead and close that for us. $47,000 and you don't have a power open and closing trunk.
No.
Something as simple as that. I mean, I guess it's one thing less to break, but So I guess in conclusion, if you want a sporty-ish car that's reliable, it's not gonna break the bank and it's not gonna leave you stranded, this is the car. What do you think?
Yeah, definitely. If reliability is up there on your list and active exhaust, user interface, and stuff like massaging seats is on the bottom of the list, this definitely will not disappoint. And if that stuff is on your list, don't get me wrong. I don't work for Lexus. They are not a sponsor. They have higher options. This is the IS, which is kind of entry level. You get into an ES or above, they have those options. It's just what you get for the sticker, and this is just reviewing my car. This does not represent every IS that was optioned out. Go away.
So we're gonna end this video on a good note. We're gonna end it with a little sound clip. See if you guys can get an idea what this thing sounds like. Or lack of sound. Honestly, I think the intake's louder than the exhaust. Yeah. As always, hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for stopping by, and try and get you guys some more content.